CES is around the corner. I'm so excited, but today's headlines is all about the next 3 years, the drama that will be unfolding. Beginning with this headline, LG and Samsung losing premium TV share to Chinese brands from flat panels to HD. This article states that Samsung had a 43% market share this time last year, but now only 30%. And LG similarly dropped from 20% last year to 16% in the same period. Hisense grew from 14% market share last year to 24% this year. TCL went from 11% to 17%. And think about this. Hisense just put out a press release declaring that they will be the #1 TV brand in the USA within 2 years. So what will happen in 2025? Hey friends, want to upgrade to Windows 11 Pro but can't afford the official price of $199? How about $21 or Windows 10 for $16 with my discount code SF20? Thanks to our sponsor, Whokeys. Yes, Black Friday is here. Get an additional 30% off with my code SF20. Go to Whokeys.com, add Windows 11 Pro to your cart, apply my discount code SF20, and bam, only $21. Here's how we activate it. Go to your Whokeys account at the top right under User Center, click on My Purchased Orders, click on View Keys and Code, click Get the Key, copy the Windows 11 Pro key under Code Card, then go to your system settings, scroll down and click Activation, click Change Product Key, paste the key code, click Next, and you're done. So don't miss out on these amazing deals. Click on my links in the video description below. So what will happen in 2025? Everyone is predicting more affordable extra large TVs. 98-inch, 100-inch, 110-inch, 115-inch from Hisense and TCL. That is the secret to their growth. Large TVs that are affordable, like 75-inch TCL QM7 for $999. I think it was actually $899 during Black Friday a few weeks ago. These are amazing prices for such a quality TV performer. And more importantly, as you get up in price, where OLED is supposed to play, right? And not just OLED. Flagship mini-LED, Neo QLED from Samsung, and the top OLED TVs from LG. In the same price bracket, you can get a TCL or a Hisense 2 sizes larger. So for example, 98-inch TCL Q6, right? This is a regular direct lit TV, is only $1499. So between $1,400 and $1,800, you can get a 98 or 100-inch TV from TCL and Hisense. In that same price bracket, how big is your OLED? 65 inches. Most consumers, we're talking about people driving sales, not the 0.5% who are watching my channel and understand the benefits of OLED. We're talking about the mass consumers who walk into Best Buy or Costco with about $1,800 in their pocket, and they're like, whoa, wait, 98-inch, 100-inch TV for $1,700? And they look at it and it's playing just normal TV shows and whatever, streaming. It looks amazing. And frankly, it looks way better than any LCD TV from 6 years ago. So if this consumer has an older TV, they get there and they see this 100-inch TV, $1,700 or so, and it's significantly better image quality than what they have now in their home, but at 100 inches, that's the sale. Now, I know the OLED is right next to it, but they're seeing that size difference. And if the content doesn't push OLED, they might notice the OLED has slightly better contrast, but they cannot stop staring at 100 inches of immersiveness. Nevertheless, Samsung is not sitting still. In 2025, Samsung will be introducing the top technology for its mini-LED TVs, and this is the TV that gets the best margin. So Samsung is very excited about getting this technology out for its flagship mini-LEDs, and that is wide viewing angles. Now, we all know the biggest weakness of LCD TVs, VA panels specifically, is this. Viewed on angle, it is so good, it looks almost OLED-alike. But the minute you step maybe 4 feet away to the left or to the right, you're going to be like, wait a minute, what happened to my color? Colors start to get desaturated, contrast gets washed out. Clearly, the TV's not as good as when you were on angle, whereas on an OLED, now you can go off 30, 40, 50 degrees and it still looks amazing. And so this is when people are at, let's say, Best Buy, right? They're walking around. And as they walk by the Samsung Neo QLEDs, wow, it looks great. Wow, No, it doesn't. But how come that TV looks better? And they end up getting the OLED. So why would Samsung want you to get their mini LED, LCD TVs with a VA panel over an OLED? Margins. They make way more money on an LCD TV than on an OLED, despite costing very similarly, right? Like the QN90D costs very similar to the S90D, but they make more money on the QN90D. So how do they get you to go, whoa, that looks OLED-like? This new technology, WHVA, ironically developed and produced by TCL slash CSOT. So TCL developed this because they too make more money on LCD TVs, right? They make their own LCD panels. So they want to keep LCD relevant in the face of OLED advances and OLED amazingness. Now, Sony, do they have access to this technology? The answer is yes. TCL wants everyone to buy this new panel, but Sony is not Samsung, meaning their refresh cycle, right, changing hardware, it's not every 12 months. As a matter of fact, it shocks me that Samsung every 12 months is doing new things. We're talking boom, 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 right? And this is impressive, but it's expensive. And this is why I'm thinking, how is this sustainable that every year Samsung is introducing something new and slightly better year to year to year? That in itself is impressive, but it's very expensive. And Sony does not make the money Samsung does in terms of volume and in terms of being vertically integrated in many ways. Samsung has their own software division, their own chip division. I mean, at the end of the day, it's easier for Samsung to make these moves and suddenly, hey, we have a new all fresh TV. Sony has to play it careful. Next up is LG, specifically LG Display, the makers of OLED, right? OLED panels you see on Samsung TVs, Sony TVs, LG TVs, Panasonic TVs. WOLED panels, one maker, one supplier, and that's LG Display. But despite being a major player in the OLED space, specifically WOLED, they're losing money. And so they have to do something very desperate. Yes, panic mode. They are completely overhauling their executive staff, firing or rather eliminating the chief production officer, combining that role with the CEO itself. So check it out. LG Display announces major organizational restructuring to enhance efficiency. Specifically, they're removing the chief production officer and letting the CEO take on that role. Two important reasons and objectives. First, move faster in response to market dynamics. Quoting Business Korea, by transferring the CPO's function directly under the CEO, the company aims to enhance decision-making speed and production capacity, addressing the need for quicker responses to market demands and technological advances. You know what they're referring to? They are talking about MLA, or more specifically, the timing of the MLA launch. MLA was arguably LG's biggest and best OLED advancement since they eliminated burn-in several years back. Their biggest development was to introduce W in the WOLED, the white subpixel. Having the white subpixel extended the life of their OLED TVs. Samsung was never able to figure it out, and they got out of the OLED space until recently when they got back in with QD-OLED. But way back when, RGB OLED, the same technology on your phone, they meaning Samsung, tried to use that on TVs and it was burn-in galore. Lifetimes were short. It was terrible. And they failed to figure it out and they gave up. LG kept at it and they thought, wait a minute, what if we introduced a white subpixel to help with the brightness and added a color filter, fast forward, it works. We have WOLED TVs, bright, long-lasting, and the G series, the only TV, OLED TV, with a 5-year panel warranty. As a matter of fact, it's the only TV with a 5-year panel warranty, OLED or not. That's confidence, and so that's LG. Since then, MLA has been its next big step up, introducing brightness. Well, brightness, basically having the G3 and G4 series in my home, watching it in the studio. It is the only OLED TV whose brightness matches a mini LED. So given the magic of MLA, what's the problem, right? Doesn't this make LG a player in the OLED space? The problem was they launched it too late. QD OLED arrived in 2022. MLA was ready in 2022, but LG had the lead. LG's like, what? We're the best. We have no competition. They did not expect Samsung to release QD-OLED that year. And technically, they didn't really release it, right? They kind of, like I said, snuck it in. What if, let's roll back time, if MLA was ready, and many people have said that it's actually been sitting in the shelf, waiting to be launched, waiting for a threat, they should have moved faster. So let's try this mental exercise. What if in 2021, a year before QD-OLED was launched, LG launched MLA in 2021? Then the world would be like, oh my gosh, look at this amazing OLED experience. It's 2000 nits brightness, blah, blah, blah. Samsung could only say, well, we got the QN90A, mini LED, it's bright. But you know that first generation MLA was as bright as any mini LED. Suddenly, LG has momentum. Then you go to 2022. So in 2022, Samsung finally releases the S95B, but you're on second generation MLA. Now in 2022, it's slightly better, maybe 144 Hz gaming. Go to 2023, Samsung releases its next generation QD OLED, but LG stays ahead with its third generation MLA, now with 165 Hz gaming. So it's always ahead, announcing this and that, rather than what's happening today, playing catch up. And this is why they threw the chief production officer under the bus. Maybe it was his call. Maybe he said, you know what? I'm in charge of production. Why are we wasting money retooling? Let's just put that aside. There is no threat. That decision doomed LG as a leader in the OLED space. What could have been? But unfortunately, it looks like I don't see a big jump in any advancement anytime soon. I know you guys are saying, what about blue phosphorescent OLED, blue FOLED? Isn't this going to be LG's next big thing that saves it? No. Unfortunately, blue phosphorescent OLED is still too unstable. Its lifetime is less than half the lifetime of the current blue fluorescent OLED. In other words, not usable, not even ready for alpha testing. They're trying to find ways to get around that, but it's not there. So let's forget blue phosphorescent OLED anytime in the next 3 years. Now, there's this other technology that was announced, Max OLED, which is eLEAP's kind of thing, right? So eLEAP uses Max OLED to do their new upgrade to OLED production that makes it brighter and longer lasting. Oh, it sounds great. LG will implement this, and guess what? I think they will, but not for TVs. This breakthrough promises 3 times brighter, 5 times longer lasting OLED displays. Sadly, phones and tablets. Revolutionary display manufacturing technology designed to bring the superior OLED displays found in high-end smartphones to tablets, PCs, and eventually TVs. Eventually. Right? Normally they're very hyped up. They want everything to happen today. The fact that this press release or this hyped up marketing statement is saying eventually to TVs, it'll be a few years off. So let's put that aside. Then what is it that LG can do now to help them sell more OLED TVs, stay relevant? Takes us to number 2, efficiency, right? So number 1, move faster. Number 2, efficiency. In other words, drop costs. And this is the time to do it. It appears that they finally depreciated all of their tooling and manufacturing and capital expenditures, and they're ready to take that cost savings and apply it to dropping the panel prices of OLED. This article, written by Barry Young from Display Daily, is an excellent analysis of LG Display's hopes and woes with this executive overhaul. Can LG Display's personnel changes solve long-term problems? Specifically, LG has completely amortized its OLED TV tooling costs, and it's time to drop prices. The difference in price between mini-LED and OLED would drop from $350 to $120. $350, is that the price difference between an OLED TV and a mini-LED? Apparently, actually that's pretty accurate. The difference between a Bravia 7 mini-LED and a Bravia 8 OLED TV using LG Display's WOLED technology is about $300. But my friends, is this too little too late? Their chance to move fast was actually 3 or 4 years ago when MLA was ready. Hit, strike while it's hot, before QD OLED even appeared in the market. Now, what's the point of moving fast? What are you introducing? You had your MLA moment 4 years ago, now you missed it. All you have left is to drop prices. But you may disagree with me. You might get an OLED at all costs. You don't care? Let me know in the comments below. Will LG display survive the next 3 or 4 years? Until next time, stop the FOMO.